What's up, family? How you guys doing? Welcome to Motivation Monday. Sorry I'm a little bit later today. I've been being a little bit later the past couple weeks. Last week I was headed out of town in a couple days. Today I was spending time catching up with Misty. We haven't really chatted in about 5 days. I've been super busy. I went to Atlanta for a huge training. Misty's been busy with the kiddos and helping out our leadership team and getting a lot of stuff done for her. So it was nice. Like, we got on some really cool conversations today, just about where we are, what we're doing, what we want for us, what we want for our kids, what we want for the MS gym, and really kind of just process through a lot of stuff. And a lot of the things that we are processing through is some of the things that we've been talking about with the MS Mind Game series. Things that bring us anxiety, and things that bring us depression, and things that bring us frustration. And a lot of times in life, those areas of anxiety and depression and frustration and anger and sadness and sorrow lead us to that question of, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why did I contract MS? Why is this my reality? Why is this my future? Why did this person have to leave me? Why am I alone? Why does no one understand me? Why does my doctor dismiss me? Why is it that deep in my soul, like, I know who I am? Deep inside me, I know I can heal. Deep inside me, like, I know that at one point in my life, I was healthy and strong and balanced and feeling good. And now I'm not. I know this isn't really who I am. But why me? Why am I in this place where the prognosis is so dark? The prognosis is so depressing and sorrowful and definite. Why is it that when I express to people that I'm healing and that exercise is working and that I think I found the solution with the MS gym, like, why is it that people look at me and they're like, oh, bless your heart, like, don't get your hopes up and stuff. I know you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I just want to rehash this. Like, why is it that, like, when you go into your doctor and they've seen the progress that you made in the MS gym, and then you go in again to show them again how much progress you made in the MS gym, they're like, oh, cool, well, yeah, stick with that MS gym thing. Anyway, here's the new meds I want you to be on. Like, why is it that, like, that the excitement, the growing excitement that you feel, or the small victories that you're experiencing, and the small wins in your life don't have quite as much effect on people around you as, say, some celebrity or some sports agent or some sports athlete or some politician or some business person or whatever? Why are those things valued so much, and your struggle and your life and your experience in this world right now is not celebrated? Why me? Like, I've gone through this, you guys. Like, honestly, I've been successful at a lot of things I've done. And the reason why is because I get to work. Like, I don't have a stop button. Ask Misty, ask Ken. It's part of my issue that I'm actually working on. My blessing has also become my curse. My inspiration has also been my infection. My drive has also thrown me off balance. But I've been successful at a lot of different things. And I've treated people well. I've made the right decision. I haven't cheated. I haven't lied. I haven't screwed people over to get ahead. I haven't dishonored people I've dated. I haven't dishonored or broken trust with friends. I feel like I have integrity. I don't always make the right decision, but I always make a wrong decision. I always try to make a wrong decision right. So why me? Like, why did I get chronic neurologic Lyme? Why was I born with celiac disease and not know it for 30 something years and have my body and my GI system completely like eroded. And now I'm spending the second half of my life rebuilding myself. Why did I have a chronic illness that possibly prevented me from becoming the athlete that I wanted to be, or the business owner that I wanted to be, or whatever? Why me? So the thing is, you guys, like if you go into just those words, why me? And typically when people say that, they're looking up. Because they're looking for something, someone, or some reason to tell them why them. And they even sometimes sit there and are like, just tell me I'm a bad person. Just tell me I screwed up and I was a jerk. Like, if this is punishment, let me know. At least I'll know why. Right? So even if it's something bad, let me know, because at least it will make sense and I can wrap my brain around that. The thing is with MS and most neurologic conditions is like there is not a lot of rhyme or reason why it's happening. Me personally, like I have some theories of why it happens. And there's new research coming out as to why neurologic conditions actually occur that match my hypotheses that I've kind of generated over 20 years of working with people. But until those are definitive and until I feel good about it, like I'm not going to stand up here and just spout it out. But I have theories of why our bodies become so unbalanced that they eventually end up in a state of rebellion and attack against ourselves. Because you weren't born to have myelin that's just going to degrade. Even though you may have genetic factors, there are triggers that turn that stuff on. Just like there were triggers that turned on all of my autoimmunity because I wasn't living a balanced life. I was a hard-driven, production-focused, freaking crazy person when it came to accomplishment because I had to be better than everybody else because I was driven by the shame that was inside of me and the constant conversation in my head that I wasn't good enough. So I've done everything well. I feel like I've done most things right. I've done it with the highest sense of what I could do, highest sense of integrity and honor and responsibility and goodness that I could do. So why me? Some of you were like, I was a good mother. I was a good wife. I was a good employee. I was a good Christian. I was a good Muslim. I was a good Buddhist. I was a good whatever. I was a good atheist. Like whatever, man. Like I don't care what your roles were, but at some point in your life, I was doing things right. I treated people well. I volunteered at a soup kitchen. I was a good person. I was good to people. I was doing good in the world. I felt like I was being successful. Like I had it figured out, and then bam! Why did this get me? Why do I have this? And then furthermore, what gets you, and I think sometimes it's a little bit worse, is when you start making attempts to get better, and you start making attempts to do the right thing, and you start making attempts to exercise and eat right and think better and drink water and sleep better and reduce your stress, you go well for a while, and then boom! Flare up, boom! Relapse, boom! Bad doctor's report or like just non-supportive, boom! Crappy support from your family, boom! Spouse leaves you, I can't handle this, I didn't sign up for it. Even when they see you trying, boom! I end up with some medical condition in the hospital, boom! My expectations aren't what I thought they were gonna be, and this is taking way too long, so I'm out. Those are all sad scenarios. And they leave people with this question of why me? And they leave with the people with this question of why is this so damn hard? They leave people with the question of why is it that I have to struggle this hard for a quality of life? And then what happens is that because of anxiety, because of depression, because of anger, because of frustration, you start to create protective stories and narratives and mechanisms in your body. One of which is the blame game. One of which is, why was I chosen for this? Why did they leave me? Why am I in this situation? Why can't I find a doctor? Why isn't there another Trevor around? Why did it take this long to find this? Why isn't, why am I not getting this out of the MS gym? Why? Or, if only I had a husband like them. If only I had money like them. If only I was, I could commit my whole day to healing, I would be getting those results. If only, I was more extroverted, I would be in the members corner more. If only, they would have, the MS gym would have an app, I would be more active. If only, Trevor took into account that I'm in a wheelchair, which I do, then I would be better. If only I had a supportive doctor. If only I had the money to buy it to work with a nutritionist. If only, you start this comparison game. So this all leads back to a sense of blaming. Your focus is out, and that leads to a very victimized state of living. And when you start asking that question, why me? Why me? Why me? It starts to really erode your hope. And every little erosion of hope is leading you, is replaced. When hope erodes away, discouragement takes its place. When hope erodes away, discouragement takes its place. When hope erodes away, discouragement takes its place. Eventually that discouragement turns into massive frustration, or maybe it goes hand in hand. Then it turns into massive anger or sadness or sorrow. And then this turns into anxiety, that you're anxious over the fact that you're stuck here and you feel like this and nothing's getting better. And then eventually you end up in the darkness and the pits of depression, and that can lead you to a place where a lot of times it's very difficult to come back from. Because all of those things, the why me seed is the seed of threat. Like when I was talking about last week that frustration is the seeds of anxiety, depression, and anger, the why me is the seed that leads to frustration. So you got the why me, then you become frustrated, then from that frustration comes anger, anxiety, and depression. And that goes down a very, very, very dark road this way, which is very, very, very hard to come back from. Those are all threats. Those are all things that can take you out. Those are all things that can severely slow, hinder, or even prevent any progress in here. I can tell you what. It was confirmed yet again this weekend at this training I went to, because this is the third training I've gone through with this group. I explained about what I was doing, what my approach was, what we were doing in the MS gym, and what kind of results we were getting. Both of my instructors and the colleagues surrounding me, that a lot of them have been, some of them have been using neuroplasticity and brain work like this for literally longer than me. Okay, I really started studying this stuff. I've been using this for 20 years, but I really didn't know until about 10 years ago. And I was like, oh, that's what that is. So for the past 10 years, I've really been diving into the brain and the central nervous system. Where before, my first 10 years, I was working on mechanics and muscle movements and the way that the body works. So fascia, muscles, nerves, joints, that was all my jam. Now this part of my life is nerves and brain. So these guys looked at me and they're like, dude, you are taking these fundamentals and these things that we're using with Olympians and professional athletes and the baddest mamma jamma people on the planet, and you're applying them to your neuro clients, your MSers, and you're getting these kind of results. I don't even really get results that fast with my athletes. Sometimes I do, but this is awesome. And I say that to, number one, build confidence in you that you are in the right place and you are here on purpose. The second reason for that is to tell you and let you know that I could create, and I have created, some of the most highly effective exercise, movement, and mindset programs on the freaking planet. However, if your mindset has slipped, if you're in the why me, frustrated, anger, anxiety, and depression path, you are going so far down that road, and all that is a catalyst to every MS symptom that you have. It's gonna dig that hole deeper, make that valley deeper, make that swamp even wetter and nastier and muddier. It's going to take you longer to get out so that you can actually get started. So while the past now 4 weeks, we've been talking about the negativity and the negative mindset and the attacks that we get and the battlefield of the mind, depression, anxiety, frustration, and now that why me? It's time to change the narrative. It's time to change the narrative. Now, this is not an easy fix. This is not a quick fix. This is not an overnight fix, over week fix, over month fix, even an over the year fix. This is an over the lifetime fix that you are going to want to commit to. I encourage you to commit to. So when we talk about the things in the MS Gym like positive mindset and choosing your path and living a life by design and not by diagnosis, we are not flippantly saying that and tritely saying that, just being like, yeah, just think different, because I know how hard it is to change this. And I am the most stubborn freaking person on the planet. You have to teach me, show me, convince me, show me, teach me, convince me, show me, teach me, convince me, show me, show me, show me, teach me, convince me, reinforce through other stuff. And then I might make a decision, and then I will go. And once I believe in it, I'm now stubborn on what I believe moving forward. I have up days and I have down days. I have successful days and I have struggling days. I have victorious days and I have failures. And I can honestly say, and I know you've heard this from a lot of people, I have failed more than I have succeeded. I have made more mistakes than I have made great moves. But they're all worth it because I'm standing here with you today. And I can pull from those experiences to be with you. I can pull from those experiences to lead you. I can pull from those experiences and let you know that I was once and I lived in a state of why me. I lived in a state of I don't want to be happy. I lived in a state of I'm not happy. My life sucks. How are you telling me to be joyful in all situations and just pray through it, think through it, talk through it, whatever through it? I don't want to be happy. I've been there. Because all I was focused on was what was broken. All I was focused on was what I lost. All I was focused on is what I am losing, and all I was focused on is what is not going to be there in the future. And then I had a life-changing event. I had a life-changing moment, life-changing day, life-changing experience, life-changing. I guess it was like a culmination of experiences to lead me to this point where I started to ask, why me? But I added one word in the middle, not. Why not me? Why not me? Instead of asking the question, why me? Why am I going through this? Why am I broken? Why am I suffering? Why am I in pain? Is this my life? Why did you leave me? Why am I alone? Why do my doctors suck? Why does my family not understand? Change your lens. Change your direction. Change your calibration. And I want you to start asking, why not me? Why not me to defeat depression? Why not me to overcome anxiety? Why not me to be able to have the ability to recognize frustration, assess why I'm frustrated, take a step back for a second, be like, I could go down anxiety and depression avenue here, but I'm going to make a different decision today. I'm going to stay calm, stay present, stay connected, and take a step toward the way that I actually want my life to turn out. Why not me? Why not me? Because I can tell you straight up, like, you deserve it. You're worthy of it. You are worthy of healing. You are capable of healing. You deserve to live a good life. You deserve to overcome MS. You've lived with it long enough. You deserve to live a life where you have control of your symptoms. And even when they win one battle in the whole war thing, you know that you have a plan that 2 days later you're going to be like, you thought you got me? You don't got me. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be welcomed. You deserve to be accepted. You are worthy of being invested in. You are worthy of being called friend. You are worthy of being called family. You are worthy of being one of my athletes. All you got to do is make the decision to say, yes, I am. Because in order for you to succeed, you guys, you have to believe in you more than I believe in you. Because if I believe in you more than you believe in you, I'm going to constantly just be pulling you along. And I'm okay with that as long as you are taking the actions to recognize that you're doing why me. To recognize that you're frustrated and what to do about it. To recognize that you're having anxious thoughts and then choosing to do something different. No matter how threatening and uncomfortable and weird it feels and new it feels and whatever, just take one step towards the better decision. I'm here as long as you are fighting back depression. You're like, no, I don't want to stay in this valley anymore. I know that mountain looks tall. I know that peak looks cold. I know it's not going to be good up there. But up top, I just know that it's going to be worth it. So I'm going to take one step. Because remember, if you can walk one step, you can walk 30. If you can walk one step, you can walk 30. If you can walk 30, you can walk 300. If you can walk 300, you can walk 3,000. And if you can walk 3,000, you can walk a mile. That might be a mile, I don't know. So you guys, this is what I want to do. I want to read something that I created this weekend. I wrote this on the plane last night in kind of a delirious state of so much information coming at me and me working on correcting the massive sensory systems of my body. So my brain's trying to form new movement patterns, new perception patterns, new sensory patterns, but yet I still have the ability to write this. This is our Declaration of Independence for the MS Gym. So I'm going to read this and I'm done. And I want you to think. Here we go. From this moment forward, I will accept responsibility for my past, present, and future and know that I have influence over them. I understand that the beginning of wisdom is to accept the responsibility from my own problems, and that by accepting responsibility for my present decisions, I free myself to design a bigger, brighter future of my own choosing, despite what my doctor, friends, family, body, or mind tell me. Never again will I blame my doctor, therapist, spouse, children, boss, or society for my present struggles. Neither will the circumstantial up and downs of living with the MS life or the symptoms that I experience determine my future in a negative way. If I allow myself to blame these uncontrollable forces for my lack of success, I will forever be caught in a web of the past failures and present reality of threat. I will look forward. I will not let my history or today's challenges control my destiny. Why not me? I accept responsibility for writing my story. I am responsible for my success. I am where I am today mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially because of the decisions that I have made. Whether imposed on me or not, how I chose to react to them is where I am today. My decisions have always been governed by my thinking and my choices. Therefore, I am where I am today mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially because of how I think. Today, I will begin the process of changing where I am mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially by changing the way that I think and react to my world right now. My thoughts will be constructive. My actions will be strong. And never will a destructive thought cross my brain hard enough to take me out. My mind will live in the solutions of the future, not in the failures of the past. I will not dwell on the problems, disappointments, and failures of yesterday. I will surround myself with people and coaches who are working and striving to bring about positive changes in the world, never ceasing to improve themselves and the way that they interact with others. I will never again seek comfort by associating with those who have decided to stay comfortable and miserable. When faced with the opportunity to make a decision, I will make one. I will understand that I was not made with the ability to always make the right decisions. However, I do have the ability to make a wrong decision right by my thoughts, my words, and my actions. The rise and fall of my emotional tide will not deter me from my course. When I make a decision, I will stand behind it. My energy will go into making that decision manifest into a preferred reality. I will waste nothing on second thoughts. My life will never again be an apology, tragedy, or statistic. It will be a statement. Why not me? I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. When tempted to ask the question, why me? Why me? I immediately counter that lie and that attempt on my life by saying, why not me? My challenges are a gift. They are opportunities to learn a better way. Problems are the common thread running through those who inspire me, the great men and women that have existed on this earth. In times of adversity, I will not have a problem to deal with. I will have a choice to make, a solution to choose, and a path to follow. My thoughts will be clear. I will make the right choice. I will stay calm, stay present, stay connected. Adversity is my preparation for a great life. I will accept this preparation with expectancy of a preferred future. Why me? Why not me? I have the plan, I have the support system, and I have the relationships and team I need to succeed. I have the family surrounding me that will never leave me behind, never let me fall, never let me fail, will celebrate with me during times of victory and cry with me on those days of defeat. I am prepared for something great. I accept responsibility for writing my story today and tomorrow. I control my thoughts. I control my emotions. I am responsible for my success. I am living a life by design, not by diagnosis any longer. I cannot be defeated. I am an MS gym athlete. That's how we roll. That's who we are. That's what we're all about. I wrote this on a plane going through turbulence. Bad turbulence last night on an airplane. Bad turbulence. And people were shrieking and people were screaming and people were worried and There was a lot of drama. But you know what? I looked at the dude next to me and he was gripping his seat and I put my hand on his arm and I was like, dude, we're going to be okay. And he kind of looked at me and I'm like, you want to know how I know? And he's like, how? And I'm like, because I just wrote this message and I have an entire community tomorrow that I need to deliver it to. And they need to hear it. So we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We're safe. You got this. You're sitting next to the right person, dude. And he just looked at me and he just smiled and he's like, thank you. And that's it. So I need you guys to declare your independence over yourself. You have enough to worry about in this outside world. You have enough to worry about people's opinions and impositions and just things thrown upon you. But the one thing that you have control over are the thoughts in your head. So declare it. Why not me? Declare it. Why not me? Declare it. Why not me? Because either MS is going to win or you're going to win. Why not you? You're on the right team. You have the right playbook. You have the right coach. You have the right team of leaders behind you. You have the right family. You have everything that you need. You just got to make the decision and declare your independence today. So we changed the narrative today, both in the MS gym for the next few weeks, inside you, as you start to think about next year, and whoever catches wind of this, we're changing the MS narrative around the world. So I love you guys so much. You make me super proud. And I love that I have a group of people that I can go to a conference and I can brag about. And I don't even have to talk about me. I don't care about me. I care about you. And it's so fun to celebrate you and your success and your lives and just share with the world that in a world that says that light and victory and goodness and faith and belief and hope are just pipe dreams, we're proving them all wrong, man. Declare your independence today. Change that desperate question of why me into a confident declaration of independence, saying, why not me? I love you guys. You're everything to me. I will talk to you later.